Yo, what's up, guys? Let's go ahead and go over this recap that I took on Tuesday. So, um, on the daily chart, coming in today, this is when it's really easy, where you can have a daily bias. In order to have a daily bias, you need like a candle closure, like a daily key level, like something like that, where you're like super one-sided. And this is a super one-sided day, right? Where the previous week expands, comes really close to this objective. That's another way you can have daily bias is you're really close to an objective or something like that. So Monday is obviously short bias this low. And when we reach this low, you can see that we create SMT. And then we create a PSP, right, in the form of a string switch. Now you have to decipher, is this string switch going to be used to reverse, to go higher, or a lagging asset to catch up, right? Which one is it going to be used for? And this is where we can look at two things really. So the first is like, is this a relevant level to reverse from, right? You could say it is, right? So if it's a low that we reverse from, you want it to be a relevant low. I would say, yeah, it is, right? I would say it's a relevant low. But the other one is what are we coming off of, right? Are we coming off of a reversal, right? Because if we're coming off a reversal, then in both assets expanded, right, back towards this low that, the leading asset created SMT with, then it's probably going to break. The SMT is probably going to break. So that's what you see here, right? And you can really see it with silver, as in, what we're coming off of, a reversal, right? So you can see this higher trend from SMT here, right? We're coming off of this higher trend from SMT. And both assets are expanding, right, back to this low. And you can see the close proximity SMT, right? That's low probable. So really, we want to use this gap here to go ahead and break SMT. And when I look at GBP is like the only asset that closed bearish here. So this is where you want to create a two-stage PSP in the form of a string switch. So you do not want Euro to reach this gap to create that SMT fill in the form of a string switch, but obviously it's also creating that continuation PSP, right? So that's what we would want to see here. Now, obviously, we can't trade GBP, so we're just gonna have to trade GC over here, right? So let's play price. Let's draw out this previous high. That's our key level, pretty much. This is our key level to form the hive day, right? Hourly or above key level to form the hive day. And we don't technically need two-stage SMT because this is a two-stage SMT. If we create the SMT here, because this is a PSP one stage, if we create SMT with the previous high, that is technically a two-stage. But it's ideal that you do want it. You're probably going to get it either way. So let's go ahead and play price. So we want this day to do what? If we want to trade a bearish day, we want it to do what? Open high first. All right, so that's what happens here. You see the day starts off by opening high first. This is good. Perfect. You're going to see that the daily candle has no wick at this point. This is even better. You guys see we have no daily wick. This is like perfect, honestly. So here's our first stage cracking correlation. So ideally you want that second stage, and here you get a string switch confirming this SMT here. So if I go to the 90-minute, well, first off, when you hit this key level, does the 4-hour candle support expansion? No, right? Pretty large wick, very, very large wick. So doesn't mean we can't trade it, but you want to align, ideally, a 90 minutes candle, right? So we're going to trade a 90-minute expansion candle back towards this opening price, right? Because we don't want to fade a quarterly candle and an expansion candle. That's kind of the logic, right? Now you can't align the 6 hour doesn't matter at all. There's literally, dude, I'm not gonna wait 6 whole hours for this candle to close to trade it. Doesn't make any sense, right? So the 6 hour is absolutely irrelevant here. It's the 4-hour 90-minute you want to wait for, okay? And this is where we get that string switch in the form of a SSMT, because we can see that we have a cracking correlation with the previous 90-minute candle, which is our sequential SMT. So yeah, really good, right? String switch here. And you're pretty much wanting to get in this trade, right? So we can trade, like I said, you can trade a 4-hour reversal candle. It just needs to meet the criteria for trading a 4-hour reversal candle, right? So you want the 90-minute line. That's just one thing, right? But the most important part is you need to hit key level. That's for one thing, because how can you anticipate a reversal candle without hitting key level? And you need to have 2-stage SMT, right? And it's even better if that 4-hour candle like opens high first. It's kind of like a daily candle. If you want to trade a reversal daily candle, you want it to open high first, right? This is exactly what this candle does because it's the first 4-hour candle of the day, and we know this day opened high first. Here is 1800. It's right here, right? So that could be a target, but I'm looking for daily IRL ERL, right? Like this is the target down here, right? This is the universal model. This is what I mean by when you trade universal models, like we do, like higher speed universal models on the hourly and above, and you trade the reversal, your RR is going to be way above 2, like way above 2. Anything in here, dude, from drawn liquidity to reversal, anything internal to this is essentially irrelevant. Like it shouldn't reverse price. If anything, it only should give like counter trend retracements. Like if we take out these lows or something, say we take out these lows, it should just be used to come back into the range, maybe give new phase of price, return to a gap, and then continue lower. Like they shouldn't be like reversing price, So TPing, I mean, you could TP like maybe down here or something. That could be like or wherever, one of these lows or whatever, maybe 50% of the range or wherever you do. But just so you know, like none of this stuff like technically matters. Like it shouldn't be used to continue higher because remember, we want to see lower prices, right? So yeah, we get the V-shaped signature. That's another thing we want to see, right? We engage at the key level, have SMT. We want to still have that lower time frame confirmation, which is CSD. But it's important how the CSD forms, right? We want it to have that V-shape. So here we clearly have a nice V-shape. This is where I enter, bro. Right here. First stop loss at the body here. Yeah, you're pretty much good. I didn't put my stop loss all up here. I honestly put like over here-ish, This is how I did it because there's just no fucking way we're going up there. But yeah, this is how I did it. TP all did in here. I went to sleep. It gets pretty close. Guys like this weird, pretty slightly deep retracement. Now once you have this CST here, guys, you can move your stop loss from here or wherever. Maybe you put it up here. You can move it to here, right? So you can start mitigating your risk as price goes lower and lower. So we hit this little level here, but again, what does this do for you? I mean, is that supposed to reverse price? No, like 1.4R? Nah, brother, you're good. If anything, like, I don't know, maybe like EQ of, I don't know, maybe one of these gaps down here, like, I don't know. I don't know where you would TP. It's really up to you guys, but I was not worried about that at all, the daily open. But let's fast forward to the end of this 4-hour candle because this is where I take my second trade. So look, notice how with this 4-hour candle, I'm extremely confident once this 4-hour candle closes, and we can anticipate it closing a reversal candle because of what I just hit, the confirmations to it, the profile, the daily profile, everything is great. But this 4-hour closure gave me so much confidence, right? So check this out. This asset ran the high and closes bearish on the 4-hour, and over here on Euro, and well, really GBP, we did not run the high. We did not change that gap, as you can see, and we closed bullish. So there's your strength switch PSP on the 4-hour. So now I know the metal should go lower, right? And when we look inside this candle, right, you can see that price is going to have a pretty hard time trading beyond the daily open because it's just like any reversal candle to large wick. It's going to have a hard time displacing past this open, which could be a reason why you TP there, I suppose, right? but your position's so high in the range, we shouldn't be returning here anyways. But this is what the reason why we undergo this new phase of price. It's because first off, 2, 3 expansion candles. Price can't displace beyond this. It's gonna have a hard time. This is why it just pauses and retraces back in the range. And you can see that we have this cracking correlation here, which is gonna create a future 1 hour gap. This high is still a future 1 hour gap, as you can see, right? Closes bullish as well, by the way, right? Over here, you can see that we do not create a, we don't create a bullish candle and we don't trade into that gap, right? This candle closes bearish. So everyone is like, why did you short when this is a future 1 hour gap? Well, it's pretty, this is going to explain it very well, right? So if this is the weaker asset, if I'm looking at this asset, we're closing bearish, we're closing bullish, right? This would be the asset that is going to trade into the gap, if anything, right? So a lot of times you're going to see that gaps that are extremely high, you see this gap is like high in the range, wherever you mark it, like, here or whatever, like it's just high in the range. This gap is printed very in premium of the range, very early on in the whole leg of price that you're expecting, right? These are the ones that are likely going to be left open. It's the gaps that are printed like in premium after reversal. That's for one thing. But even if we do this, I do this all the time. Like even if, dude, this was going to create a, 2-stage SMT fill, notice what asset I'm trading. I'm trading the asset that's not going to hit this gap. Why is it not going to hit the gap? Because it's the weaker one, right? This one's closing bullish. It's going to be the one that's going to hit the gap. So either way, dude, it doesn't matter, right? Because I'm trading the asset that's not even going to hit the gap. You get what I mean? But you're going to see that here, this wick is a 2-stage SMT. This is another way gaps stay left open sometimes, right? Where the actual wick of the higher time frame, or at least the candle 3, like the wick of candle 3 that's creating a high time frame gap, is a 2-stage SMT. This is a 2-stage SMT here, right? But you want to see it reverse, right? So notice how this asset here, that is the strongest one, is closing also a C2 candle and also V-shapes, right? Also is V-shaping. Well, really not on the it doesn't like look great on a 5-minute, but if you just wait a little bit, like that's where you can trust it. Just wait till it starts to expand away, then you can generally trade that. But I just took it right at the open, really. This is the 2200 open. I know the price is not going to hit this high on silver because it's the weaker one. It's going to leave the gap open. Does that make sense? So this way you can just enter right here. This is a nice V shape. We also have the daily open here. So notice how this daily candle development right here. What do you notice about this daily candle right now as we speak? Where's 2200? Yeah, 2200. We have created the wick already, but we have not created the body. We haven't even created, we barely even expanded throughout the body, right? What about over here? Same thing, really, right? So what does that mean? We just reversed in a V-shaped fashion on the hourly time frame, so that's 30-minute. Like, look at this clear V-shape. Like, this is what you're seeing on all time frames, guys, ideally, right? So we're creating this V-shaped fashion for the daily profile, like the reversal, creating the higher time frame wick. We haven't yet even created the body. So now it's going to really expand. This is when you expect it to really expand. Like we just created the wick, you know what I'm saying? And we just opened up a new 4-hour candle as well. Right, so this is like, we're in expansion mode, you know? So those are the reasons why I'm not really expecting us to even go up here. And I would do this only on silver because it's the weaker one. It's not gonna hit this gap, if that makes sense, right? But yeah, we're rejecting this new day opening gap as well, which is really nice, as you can see. Here, we're rejecting it right here, right here. Those are some nice confluences. But yeah, guys, super clean, dude. This shit is like A+. Like, this is the shit you wait for, man. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you miss the reversal. You can get a continuation trade typically. Same target, dude. We're going for this low, and this is what I mean by over 2R, even in continuations, especially these higher time frame targets, right? But it's really just daily, internal to external, and really, it's only in one candle, one daily candle. It's like the retracement, so it's really not that huge of a range. and you still get crazy RR. But yeah, I pretty much just let it go. At this point, you're pretty much break even, and I just go to sleep, break even. Whatever happens, happens. Pretty much on this asset, I'm already trailing my stop loss. So as soon as we create this here, as soon as you create this 2-stage, guys, and then price starts to really show that it's not going to go to hourly gap, you can already start to trail here because now this is a protected high in the continuation. So you can start to trail this body or wherever you want. But that's where I trailed it. So automatically locked in profit here. So you're break even or locked in profit over here. And over here by this time, obviously you're in. And the day hasn't even hit shit, by the way. When I hit this trade, what have we fucking hit? Nothing. Nothing to left. We haven't hit anything. So there's really no reason to not expand, honestly, right now. We haven't hit anything. The daily candle the wick just formed. Time to create the body, right? Time to really expand. So this is a recipe for a very nice trade. Yeah, pretty much let it play out. And I woke up like I usually do around 9:20-ish. Come to charts, I see that shit expanded very nicely. Not sure if there's anything up here. Not so sure. Is there? Looks like consolidation to me. 3 o'clock. I mean, maybe right here. Is that like a 3 to 4 o'clock? Is that a? I mean, yeah, maybe a strength switch right here, bro. I don't know. I'm not gonna look too deep into it, but it looks something like that, maybe. Maybe there's something here. I don't really care, but yeah, when I come to charts, that shit was like already down here, bro. Here's 9 o'clock right here. It was like all the way down here. I was like, fuck yeah. Well, that's like the best thing to wake up to, honestly. But yeah, dude, insane day. One of my best days in a very long time. Yeah, that was amazing. So when I come to charts, on the indices, this is what I was also scoping out on indices. Honestly, all these assets had really good framework coming into today. They all had a daily gap, really. Same situation over here, dude. Like I said on yesterday, actually, I didn't really like this SMT because it was creating failure swings here. So this here, this PSP here, I was not viewing it as a strength switch PSP. I was not viewing this as a strength switch PSP to then go ahead higher. I wanted this to be an SMT fill. This has a gap. I wanted this to be a strength switch to go ahead and break this SMT. So literally the same framework for gold. I wanted to happen on indices. We just never hit this high. We never created the 2-stage, which is really annoying. We did have a bearish day, but yeah, dude, I'm not shorting this. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Like what? Equal highs. Yeah, it's just this is like straight consolidation. When price leaves equal highs, what is that a sign of, right? Equal consolidation, right? And look at this. Like what's going on here? You know, this is the profile that we're seeing right now. Where's 9 o'clock? So 9 o'clock is right here. This is horrendous. Like we're inside barring the daily candle, previous candle. Yeah, I mean, price is coming really close to the previous high, really close to the previous low. As you can see, just creating failure swings on both sides, hitting an internal level, consolidating. Like, what am I witnessing? I'm good off that, dude. I have no idea how anyone could take a trade up here. I'm good. I know there is like this here, but I'm leaning towards more quality things, right? So I know there's like some move higher here, a move lower. I guess not. At one point it was moving lower, but yeah, dude, I just can't trust this, bro. Like I know there's a strength switch right here. So at one point there's a 50-minute. That's what it was. I know there's a strength switch here. So like this is what it is, guys. It's like this. Like I get it. Like I was watching it. Like trust me, but I mean, fuck, this looks kind of interesting, right? Like it kind of looks like we have it just looks horrible, like right? A bunch of highs up here, bunch of highs up here. Like this asset just created SMT with like the previous is low, I think. Yeah, that's previous is low. So you have like something like right here. Essentially, this seems low probable to me as well because, I mean, yeah, you create SM2, the price is low, but again, what are you leaving? Just failure swings, right? So it's literally like what we see on YM on the daily chart. Like I'm not trusting this SMT. So, and I just don't know if YM is actually going to stall here. Like, is it really going to reverse? I mean, look how close it is to these, to these highs. It looks horrible. When I go the 90-minute candle, NQ is pretty large as well. So it's just I can't trade it, dude. Like, this is like a 4 straight in my opinion. I don't know. To me, it's just not great. I know the draw liquidity is fucking obvious as shit, but it's just like how the framework isn't there. You can have a draw liquidity, but the framework is shit. I mean, you're just pattern trading. Like you're just forcing shit. You want a draw liquidity, and the framework kind of like confirms it, or like the profile supports it or confirms it. It's just not there to me. If you look at my trades that I take, they're pretty quality, right? Like this is daily, internal, external. Like look at the weekly candle closure, beautiful universal sequence, right? So you have your SMT on the higher time frame, C2 candle. We're trading weekly C3. You get a gap inside that. This is your refinement key level within the lower half of this candle, right? Which is created on Monday, but that's still fine. And you have a bunch of lows, but it's just really clean, right? The profile is fucking perfect, right? C2 candle form the high of day. That's basic GXT. We're trading C3. We haven't hit anything with these failure swings. It's just perfect, right? Universal sequence. There's also 2-stage up here, by the way, in the form of strength switch I didn't mention. Same thing over here, right? But if you look at a lot of my trades, right, like we have clear right here, like weekly internal to external, or sorry, external, essentially a Kraken correlation going to internal, clear higher time frame bias, like a well-defined key level. Like this is the only key level you can use, bro, right here, right? And this is a strength switch to go ahead and break the SMT. The profile's a little bit shit here. I will say it's pretty shit, but nice, like pretty decent V shape, nice lows. Like I wouldn't even consider this like amazing, right? It's not fucking amazing, but it's a lot better than trading edge. This is like really good though. This is really good. Daily candles aligned, 2-stage PSP. Look at the draw liquidity. Draw liquidity is a big one. Like weekly gap is my draw liquidity. Look at the failure swing engineered towards this weekly gap high or the SMT break. Like, the draw liquidity is really important. This is shit. This is no problem, right? But what am I using? Like, at least I'm using an internal level that's like, so this is a consolidation, but this is a clear like relevant swing within the consolidation, and then you're getting a strength switch PSP like at least, right? So I mean, and the V shape is nice. This right here is a gap, another asset, 2-stage SMT fill. This is also a strength switch because this asset, this is the asset that took out the highs, then it switches weaker, etc. But nice V shape. You know what I'm saying? Like it just has to be fucking obvious. This is a really good one too. Look at my trades, guys. They typically have pretty good framework behind them, right? That's what you really want. This one's pretty shit. There's not much framework here. I think, what is this one? Yeah, this one's ass. Yeah, this one's not even that good, honestly. That one's not the best. That's probably just like a trading day type of shit. This one looks good. Yeah, daily PSP and a daily gap. This is like what I just traded today. Higher time frame, universal models. It's going to give you the clearest bias going into a day, right? Delay protraction profile, right? Strength is PSP here, right there. Lower time frame is not perfect here, but the other assets were V-shaping very nicely. You can always wait if you wanted to, but this is, again, like really good. We take out these highs. C2 candle forms a high of day on the 6-hour here. External to internal. I'm always using a universal model first, right? And then I'm applying 2-stage and profile to it. It's really simple, right? Like this is fucking clean. Beautiful, right? Look at that V shape. So here as well. This is essentially, again, internal to external, pretty much the daily universe sequence rate, Kraken correlation, the daily lows, displacement away. This high is the draw liquidity likely, So going into this gap, you want to see used to get to the draw liquidity, internal to external. We should have seen continuation off the C2, but we gapped lower. See that gap lower? That's the only reason why we took out this daily low, really. And then we saw a two-stage PSP form the low of the day. Look at that V shape, right? Strengths PSP in the 30-minute, confirms this SMT, right? Universal sequence. I mean, this is fucking clean, right? CSD, like, really nice. This one here, daily, internal to external, SMT fill looks like. Looks like we had a 1800 reversal. I'm trying to trade an SMT break into this gap. And we basically have a C2 form all day, and I'm trading C3 on the 4 hour. Right? When I look back inside that 4 hour range, this is the only key level we have, really. It's really this gap, right? And this is the strength switch here to catch up an SMT break. So it's just mechanically asset sync, right? So take the trade and don't give a fuck after, right? That's just a loss. What about over here? This is the same day. Two-stage SMT fill. We gap lower, create the SMT at Asia, so we can just reverse pretty much. This first candle of the day on the hourly is a string switch PSP. So you have your two-stage in the form of a string switch, right? That new candle opens up, I think, like right here. So that C3 right here, it like opens up like right here or some shit like that. So you get an intra-candle CSD as it opens up and expands. I think it's actually maybe even right here. But this is the only area to continue from, right? If you mark out premium discount from this range, I mean, fucking hell. I mean, we just want to continue, right? This is a deep enough retracement. You want to see that happen. So this right here is a 4 hour gap, right? So it's kind of like going from daily key level to 4 hour internal key level, right? But ultimately, this shouldn't be the level to really reverse price, right? So you can TP at these areas, but like a little 1 hour, like today, like I just don't see a level that's relevant at all. The stop price, where are we at? Yeah, like any of these gaps, dude, this is not gonna stop price. If it was like EQ, like at least target like EQ of the whole range or something, like some level around here. So if you go to my back to here, that's what this is at least, right? If I take the draw liquidity, overall draw liquidity to the reversal, like you see EQ of it, there's your key level right there. At least TP there, So that would be like somewhere out here. Yeah, it would probably be this low, right? That's like the lowest point of all these failure swings. So that's probably where you'd want to probably TP or something. At least like a partial. Or this one, whatever, right? EQ, whatever. But yeah, anyways. Let's go over also this one as well. This was another day that looked promising coming into the day. Because we had the same thing, man. A strength is PSP, but low probable. I wanted to see this gap being taken here to then break this SMT. Pretty much just a strength SMT fill. That's what I want to see, but none of the assets hit the gap. And it was just shit all day. So it was just absolute garbage. So there's nothing to, like, what the fuck? Like, what am I going to trade when I come to charts at 9 a.m.? Like, what is there to do here, man? I mean, you're literally in a consolidation. Like, it's the clearest consolidation of all time. So it's like, you got to wait until one of these sides is taken. You're inside barring with the previous day's range. So I wish this came back lower. That'd be great. It just doesn't give us it. So you just don't take anything. I mean, it's just simple as that, right? I don't give a shit what kind of PSPs you got going on here. I'm just not taking it, So these are the type of trades that I take, guys. I really don't try to force shit. sometimes it'll come down to like maybe all our assets are shit. And you want to hit a trading day. Like I'll find something typically, because they're gonna be trades every day, like literally. Like there's gonna be trades there's gonna be like these little trades that are like not so high probable. Hold the fuck up, what we got going on here? SMT fill right now as you speak. Fuck, I'm doing a recap over here. I don't think I see a confirmation yet though. It's kind of like hold on. No, not quite. I don't see a 2-stage. About the 6 hour. Yeah, it's just with Silver Triad. Anyways, I thought there was a setup. Don't think so yet. If anything, I'll just trade like a gap or something if it prints, maybe. But obviously this is the draw liquidity, the priest is low. I mean, what are you gonna target? The priest is low or the priest is high? I mean, probably the priest is low, right? This is a relevant level here. Pretty much the only level within the priest's range, but there's just no confirmation to it yet. Not quite. So maybe we get something there. Really nice reversal signatures so far. But yeah, no 2-stage that I like to see. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to show you guys the quality of setups I'm taking, why I avoid certain days. Like, yeah, there's just nothing to take here, right? It's just not worth it, guys. Like, you guys see how I wait for things, and I still get a ton of setups, you know? Like, I'm waiting a lot of times, and I still get a ton of setups. So that should tell you that it is worth waiting, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did I take yesterday? Yeah, this is the only setup I took. And this was like kind of mid-ish, honestly. But yeah, like wait for the guys. I'm telling y'all, dude, one of these trades a week, boy. It's crazy, bro. Because if you think about it, like on these firms, I mean, dude, one of these trades depends how much you guys risk. But dude, one of these trades can literally build a buffer, you know. And once you build a buffer or maybe a good cushion, let's say on a 50K account, you get to $4,000 or so. It's pretty easy just keep rinsing max payouts. Like for example, 50K Lucid, you get to $4,000. That's a max payout on all 5 accounts. That's 10 bands. In 5 days, you just got to get another 2,000. You know, what is 5? Hold on. 2,000 divided by 5. What is that like? 400? I'm retarded. So yeah, then you only could just get $400 a day, really, right? Within those 5 days. Like that's not that insane. If you really wanted to, you could just go like for like 1 hour, like $400 1 hour, or like some shit like that. But I don't know. You do you. That's what some people do. But yeah, once you build a buffer, it's easy. You know, it's pretty freaking easy. Or you just wait like a sniper, and you hit that $2,000. You can do that in one trade, risking $300 to $500. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying like the RR is generally really good. It's pretty damn good, right? Like this one right here, I mean, that's like 4R, like literally. Like enter here, stop loss here, that's above 4R, you know? This one here, where did I enter? I entered here technically, so this is not insane R. But this is a mini though, like a mini, not micros. So yeah, this is like $1,000, you know, on a 50 account. So the way I trade, if you go to my entries, you know, lecture, I'm managing very quickly because I'm entering minis. I'm managing very quickly. I enter at the first CSD because that's the way I can do this, is enter very quickly. So for example, like if I was to enter this first CSD, maybe this gap, this would be insane risk, but so you probably wouldn't do this on silver, but you probably put your stop loss around here, or maybe at the very least like here or something. But as soon as you get this CSD here, let me bar replay. As soon as you get this CSD here, guys, you remove your stop loss right here, or even like EQ the wick. So you're going from, you know, let's just go 4.3 all the way down to 1.8 automatically, and you're not even up. Like, dude, you're up 0.7R. You see the power of this? So a lot of times your losses are very small. So another reason why, like, yeah, just be patient, man. Like, just be patient. It'll all work out. You know. You don't have to force shit because that's when you make stupid shit, like stupid decisions. Like when you force shit, it's literally not worth it, bro. Um, Literally, if there's no trades, just go for a trading day, which is $150. That's it, $150, dude. That does not mean you gotta force trades. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, just get a trading day. That's what I do a lot of times. You know, if I have like one trade a day, I don't catch them all on the same copy or something. I'm literally just going for a trading day, $150. That's good, right? That's literally one step to a payout. Um, you don't gotta hit a banger trade every single day to, because all you need is $2,000. We're not trying to flip a 50K account to 50K to 100K. What the fuck is the point of that? You can't withdraw shit. You can only withdraw $2,000 each payout cycle. So like, what are you even doing? You know, like what are we doing here? So yeah, just be patient. Like it's just literally no point of forcing shit. I see a lot of stupid trades um, over my over my years of teaching. It's just not worth it. Right? I take stupid shit too. All right. I am not above anyone. I take dumb shit as well sometimes, right? Like, and you take losses, but it overall, dude, it doesn't matter, bro. Like I'm telling you, the power of risk management. Um, I literally love the way my risk management is. Like, and you gotta really find your own risk management. Because once you find your own risk management, it's like a fucking bulletproof system. Like, once you understand your system and your risk management, like, it's gonna save your ass. So, anyways, dude, I'm done yapping. That's my recap for today, guys. Um, just an amazing day. Hopefully, you can have another day. Amazing markets. Um, and yeah, catch you guys later.